VWAP for beginners. Welcome on into the video, everyone. We are talking VWAP. We're talking about how this indicator works, how we can utilize it in our own trading applications, and a lot more where that came from. It should be a pretty short to the point video, so make sure you stick around to the end as we go through all that you need to know. If you want to start utilizing the VWAP indicator and then implementing it into your own trading, it's actually one of the indicators that on a short term, 1 day, 1 minute, 5-minute chart, 15-minute chart, for intraday movement, that's the only indicator that I actually like to look at outside of just support and resistance, which, I can draw myself anyway. So it's pretty straightforward, and we're going to dive right into that. I know for some who came for the plants, it is continuing to grow up the wall right there in the background. So now it's doing pretty well. Let's dive into the definition, not to bore you here, but it's VWAP stands for volume weighted average price. Okay. That's what it stands for, just right off the bat. So essentially, like intraday, a stock is trading, and you want to kind of get a feel for like the average where it kind of has been trading at all day. Well, then that VWAP could be a good guide. Now, obviously, you'll go through periods of time like the open and the close where you have a lot more volume coming in on a stock or just in the market in general. So that could skew and really move the VWAP. So especially right when the market opens, like that first, half hour to 1 hour, even the first 2 hours of the market being open, that's where the VWAP is going to be the most volatile. Then once you kind of have a movement and you have more direction, that VWAP is going to be tougher to move as volume fades off throughout the day because those price movements are going to have less of an impact on moving that volume weighted average price, unless there was some news or there was a really big spike in volume that came in with a movement in the stock's price action up or down, right? That's where you'll get those big movements intraday or later on in the day on the VWAP indicator, okay? So again, real quick, here's the formula. VWAP equals the sum of the price times the volume divided by the sum of the volume, okay? I know most of us will never use this formula because guess what? This day and age, you go into your brokerage platform and you add the VWAP indicator to your chart and that's it. They do it all for you. So we'll talk about how to do that here in just 1 second. So you could, of course, go ahead and calculate this yourself with a spreadsheet if you really want to get a better feel for it. This is the formula right there. Now, before we get into our platform, here's an example of VWAP. And so here's what it's going to kind of look like. You're going to kind of see some price action, right? You have some movement, whatever, up or down. And then you kind of have this VWAP line that comes in. And see, in this situation, the price action stays below VWAP. Now, we like to use VWAP as a support or resistance guide indicator, right? This could be, it's obviously not going to be, set in stone at one level because VWAP always is going to be moving. Obviously, later on in the day or midday, it's not moving as much if there's not as much volume, but it's always kind of moving, right? So that's kind of like, it's not like a set in stone support or resistance, level at, a $1 or at $25. No. It's going to kind of move and fluctuate a little bit throughout the day. But for the most part, if you have more of a trend day where the market or the stock trends down or trends up, that VWAP will pretty much trend very, very in a similar fashion, not as strongly as the stock if the stock makes big moves down or up. But in this situation, you kind of see that example right there. Okay, so here we are on the Webull platform. We have plenty of videos discussing and diving deeper into this platform if you want to look and learn more about that. On the channel, there's a Webull playlist that you can go back and just see like 30 plus videos, at least as of right now, through that playlist if you want to learn more. But for example, we're using this platform. There'll be a link to get some free stocks in the video pinned comment and description box down below to sign up to Webull and start using the platform. So here's this example. What I want to do is I have the chart feature pulled up. I am going to go up to this indicator little box in the top left of my chart. I could go to edit, and from here I can find VWAP, and I can add in the VWAP, and I can change this to whatever color I want to be. And so in my case, I like the VWAP to be white because I have a darker background. So white kind of contrasts very, very nicely. And so I like white. You might like red, blue, yellow, green, whatever you want to do. Pick your color right there, okay? You could also go off this kind of quick guide that they have when you pull up the indicators in the top left of your chart. They'll give you a bunch of common indicators that you can kind of quickly cover or hit on. And so if I was to click on a VWAP, I can pull it up just like that, and then I can go and edit the color and all that stuff inside of the edit feature on my chart. So it's very straightforward to pull up on your chart. And now we kind of have an example here of ticker symbol PDD. And today, I don't know why it was pulled up, but that's the stock that I have pulled up. But today we can see that this stock kind of gapped up here. We had some positive news out of China overnight. The stock gaps up here at 4 a.m. trading, which by the way, Webull, you can trade at 4 a.m. Eastern time. 4 a.m. all the way to 8 p.m. Eastern trading. So full extended hours. The market closes, you still got a couple hours. And then before the market opens, you got a couple hours starting at 4 a.m., right? It's a pretty good perk, especially if you are someone who is actively, trading stocks or wants to be able to take profits actively, when things move up, down, left, right, whatever, right? Based off of news events and so forth, right? So that's what's going on right now with VWAP and with this stock, but we can kind of see that this stock has been trending very, very strongly today, right? We had moved up, so VWAP opens up here, and the stock trended higher. And what did VWAP do? It kind of slowly just built that uptrend because the stock was trading way, way higher. And then the market opens. You have some volatility at the market open the first 10, 20, 30 minutes, right? Of that, you got some volatility. The stock drops below VWAP. But what I want you to understand is that when the market opens, you got to be very, very careful of using VWAP because you're going to get a big, big surge in volume, right? This stock was trading some volume in pre-market, but a lot more volume comes in once the market hours open. And we have that shading going from this like blue to more of a darker or a black shading right here on our chart. So market opens, we got some volatility, a little bit of selling pressure, a little bit of maybe some take profit action. And then the stock gets right back above VWAP within about 10, 15, it looks like in this case about 25 minutes later, right? Stock gets right back above VWAP, and guess what? So far, it's been holding above. So when a stock is above VWAP, it tends to act as an area of support, or we have positive momentum to the upside. When a stock is below VWAP, that's an area that VWAP becomes resistance, and that could be showing more of that negative momentum, that downside pressure, that selling pressure on that stock. So that's what we like to use it for, right? Now, what you can see sometimes is that big money, right? Funds and whatnot, big money that can move markets, they'll actually tend to try to sell when a stock is above VWAP and try to buy when below, so that their movement in the price, right, their large order, so that the deviation from the average is not as large. If you kind of catch my drift there. Again, it doesn't need to be that situation. It's not always the case, but that could be kind of some action you're seeing. So when a stock is significantly above VWAP, doesn't mean it has to slow down or it can't come back to reality, but you'll generally see larger orders or bigger money, as they say, potentially trimming off or selling some, and that will help potentially, bring the stock back to some sort of reality. Sometimes doesn't always happen, but it could. And if we take a look on the right-hand side, I can actually pull up a couple different stocks, and we can kind of see how they're handling VWAP. So today, if we take a look at a couple of these names, a lot of them are actually very, very similar. The market's actually up a good bit today, so they're all kind of following a similar pattern. And here's one right now, actually, with SONN. Yes, it is a penny stock, but it's kind of showing you that, we have periods of time where the stock was above VWAP, and that was your support. And then when it fell below VWAP, that was resistance. And then it's kind of struggled to get back above. And so as we speak right now, this stock has 4 candles in a row, and these are 5-minute candlesticks, where we're not getting above that VWAP again. So let me actually draw in a quick little box and show you guys, VWAP is showing, or right now is acting as resistance. So we are not getting above that, and that's the resistance. This stock could very well come back to the downside here if it can't reclaim VWAP. So that's kind of your guide, right? It could be a great guide. Now, just because a stock pops above or pops below doesn't mean that, oh my gosh, I got to buy or I got to sell, but it could be a good guide and a good level to risk off of if a stock is respecting the VWAP very, very well throughout the day, if you're looking to take a trade. So that is VWAP in a nutshell. Let me know your comments down below if you have any questions, concerns, thoughts. Happily answer those in the comment section down below. Thanks so much for watching. We'll leave a link to a technical analysis course in the pinned comment and video description. So if you want to learn more indicators, more than just VWAP, you want to learn support, resistance, all that stuff, which can go into building out or really creating more of an active trading strategy and plan, if that's what you want to do, then that video course going over technical analysis will be a great, great place to go. We have tons of examples like this, plus bonuses on fundamentals, and a lot more where that came from. We partnered up with Joseph Hogue from Let's Talk Money for that. So it's a resource down below. By no means does anyone have to do that, but it's a great resource if you want everything in one place when it comes to technical analysis. Thanks so much for watching. Any other links and resources down below, and our playlist tab is a great resource as well. I'll see you guys in a future video. Peace.